according to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white man. Need to stop it. Ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop it. Ass you the prophets. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. Oh, he cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga in Fed, he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and no, boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep me slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
I'ma show them it's a different. I'ma only say this once, you better listen. When West is where it started, so you know that's where it finished. We got one main objective, nigga, let's complete the mission. We explaining what the who, lead them bitches and they feelin'. Snub on me, only time I put my nose inside your business. I don't want my gun to show, so I wear my shirt bigger. This is our world, cause if this was your world, I'd be the villain. Break his whole block down, all I gotta do is bend and stuff and Mac shell drums. Turn your crib to Sunday dinner. You don't live here, you visit, this my shit, it's a difference. I don't do lean, Lobos in my cup is what I'm sipping. I don't do dreams, I just say a prayer, go and get it. And it all work out, you know this ain't for play, this ain't for fun. I've been destined for this shit, niggas know that I'm the one. This shit can go 100 yards, you would think I kicked a punt. You would think I had a flare gun on go, you niggas run. They like he an Israelite, all he rap about is guns. Bitch, I'm an Israelite that own a lot of guns. What that nigga said who? Tell him watch the grind. Yeah, you must be crazy if you ever think stopping mine. Knock all of the chains out you niggas, make them drop a dime. This Taurus hold 12, it is not a zodiac sign. Piss me off, get me in my bag, make me drop a bomb. Drop a nuke, make the world freeze, I can stop the time. Watch what you do, cause once you do it, you can't press rewind. On purpose, I do the opposite, so nigga cross the line. This is different, I ain't looking for trouble, but on point in case you think I rap. Turn him to a vegetable, lead this nigga Cabbage Patch. No new niggas with me, if you see him, then they got my back. Got it out the mud, big steppin', you can see the tracks, follow me. I can teach you something, have her see relax. If you gon' speak on anything, just make sure it's fact. It's a difference, we are not the same, help them notice that. Pay attention, watch how we move, we can know we can't. Hang around all real niggas and we move as one. This ain't Fortnite, get into it, ain't no 1v1. The smoke I bring to you, you can't take it in with your lung. Life about warfare, we just make it look fun. She asked what kind of oil I got on, I told her give him some. When West the only real niggas left, you better get you one. Chicken shop, giving out wings if I pull a drum. It's a difference, you better watch your words before you eat your tongue. Scrape the whole plate, not a trace nor leave a crumb. Ice falling off the watch and chain like it's freezer burn. Daring somebody to say my name, I will eat to him. Loyalty means everything, so I don't eat with them.
You ain't no Israelite, bitch, you a gospelite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think? But you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bought it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK, soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All the hoes wanna take my piece. All the niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shorter and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with that fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And that sucker duck bitch ass boy fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think? But you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip look like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth. Walk down my road. Why this nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UBK play for keys, nigga. Commandment to get a damn order, but ain't nothing to me to damn kill you. I stalk his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga got popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, but he'll fade just line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think? But you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Christ said, son, we ain't gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga, too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Sure. Hey, shalom, y'all. By Shem Yahweh Shai Rock Thumb, Yahweh Shema Thumb, by Shem Yahweh Shai. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. You feel me? Under Commandment Hana. You feel me? Asheville, Kentucky Brotherhood class. And tonight, what we're gonna do tonight is Brotherhood class. But what we're gonna do is show some brotherhood to people out there that still don't understand the difference between clean and unclean things and the reason why we were supposed to stay away from it, including people. Feel me? We're gonna talk about it tonight. Real talk. Gonna break it down for you. But if I could, just to kick it off, go to Matthew 15:1.
Common concept.
And we're gonna read all the way down to 11. Then we're gonna get into the slideshow. That's what I call it. I guess, you know, a slideshow. We got slides tonight, Hardmark. We got slides. So like
the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 1. Then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying,
right, because they always try to come confound Christ. Feel me? Try to make themselves look like they was better. Feel me? Me and a follow, you know, when he hit the scene.
Verse 2. why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders?
Right. So they seen Christ, you feel me, and the disciples eating, and they came to them and said, y'all is transgression. You feel me? The traditions, which means you breaking the traditions of the elders. Now, these is the Pharisees, the religious leaders at the time, coming to Christ and them about this situation, which is the same thing the religious leaders now do to us, because we're the only ones that follow Christ now. They come to us and ask us why are we doing these things, which is not even really against the law. You go ahead.
Come, for they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
Right, and that's definitely not in the law. There's no law that say you have to wash your hands before you eat. Is it practical? Yes. Is it more cleanly to do that before you eat? Yes, but it's not against the law. It's way more important things out there that we should be focused on than that.
Verse 3, but he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
Right, so Christ basically saying, since we talking about tradition, let's talk about what y'all do. You feel me? They're like the pastors. Y'all want to come and talk about our headpieces, you know? Y'all want to talk about our boots, why we got our boots, pants tucked in our boots, when none of that is against the law. But let's talk about your tradition. Pastor pork chop. Let's talk about how you cooking pork bacon, you feel me, after Sunday school, giving it to the kids.
Verse 4, for God commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother.
Right, now that's in the law. Christ is cutting them. He's cutting the religious leaders at the time, telling them that you honoring the traditions that you made up. Because the Bible say, honor thy father and thy mother. And
he that curses father or mother, let him die the death.
Right. These the people that raised you. You feel me? These the people that brought you up when you was a baby, when you had nothing, when you needed them. And now you let them get older and you curse them and you let them die. Well, you gonna die to death. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 5. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
Right, go ahead.
Come, verse 6. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition.
Right, and that's the end all point right there. You feel me? You making the point of God, the commandment of God, none in effect by your tradition. You feel me? You creating traditions that's not in the law, but you're not keeping the law. And that's the religious leaders right now. That's everybody right now. Everybody right now have their own traditions, you feel me? And making the commandments of God none in effect. You go ahead.
Come. Verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah's prophecy of you, saying.
Right, and this is Isaiah. Isaiah said that in the Old Testament that our religious leaders are hypocrites. Our religious leaders, they are hypocrites. Now, they was back then, our religious leaders have always been hypocrites. And the people that's not hypocrites, the people that you should be following, you asking them why they got headpieces on. You asking them why they got their boots tucked in. You asking them about stuff that has nothing to do with the law, while you go out and break the law. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 8. This people draw it nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Right, and that's this. This is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because he's reiterating what Isaiah said in the Old Testament, how we love to speak about God, love to talk about God. God is my friend. God know my heart, but you ain't listening to God. And how you know you listening to God? By doing what he say to do. You feel me? Your heart is far from your mind. Everybody's mind is far from God, but everybody say that they love God. This is what Christ is saying, which is happening right now.
Verse 9, but in vain they do worship me.
Right.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right, and that's useless. That's what vain means. It's useless. It means nothing. You feel me? Anybody out there that's teaching about Christ, talking about Christ, saying you should follow Christ, but they're not even following Christ is worthless. It's useless. It's the doctrines of men. It's man-made. It's not real. You go ahead.
Verse 10. And he called the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand. Verse 11. Not that which goeth into the mouth that defileth the man.
Right. So now he's cutting them in a metaphor about what he said about them eating without washing their hands. And he's telling them what going in the mouth is not what defileth a man. Go ahead.
But that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man.
Right, but that what you say, and that's what you do. You feel me? What you say and what you do, that's what defile you. Not keeping the commandments is what defile you. It's not about what goes into the mouth. It's not about the information you take in. It's about what you do. You can listen to rap music and not go shoot people and not do drugs. You feel me? You can listen to rap music while you in the gym, while you driving your car. Long as you ain't doing what they say to do, then it don't defile you. You feel me? You could read 1,000 books. Long as the books don't turn you away from God, the books did not defile you. You feel me? It's not about what goes in, but about what comes out. That's what defile you. You feel me? Real talk. All right, so yeah, let's drop that. And let's go. Now let's go to the slideshow. Real talk. And we're gonna take that metaphor and we're gonna go into the first part about shrimp, crab, and lobster. Right. Now, first thing what you got to know about shrimp, crab, and lobster is it was not always a delicacy. Shrimp, crab, and lobster now is high-priced meals. You feel me? You're told because of the traditions of men that if you eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, you a boss. That's a good meal. You had a shrimp boil, seafood boil, all that is popular. It's not true. It's not realistic. It was not always a delicacy. You go ahead and read that.
Sir. A brief history of lobster and how they became seafood royalty. Once considered the cockroach of the sea.
The cockroach of the sea. Now, if you see somebody eating a cockroach right now, you'll probably lose your mind. And that's basically what they saying in this article posted May 8th, 2019, Cape Porpoise lobster. You hear me? They basically telling you that this is how they used to look at lobster because they was the cockroaches of the sea.
These crustaceans have come a long way from their humble beginning. During the 1700s, lobsters were so plentiful that they used to wash ashore on Massachusetts beaches in piles up to 2 feet high.
Now they say used to. They don't know more. They used to. In the 1700s, lobsters used to wash up piles 2 feet high on the shore. Now you ain't gonna see no lobster because they going to get it all. They going to get it all and they stuffing it at all the seafood restaurants so they can make money.
If you were to see a 2 foot high pile of lobsters today, I'm sure your mouth would be watering. But in the 1700s, they were not as impressed.
They was not impressed. They was not impressed. In the 1700s, they was not impressed. You feel me? Because these was cockroaches, you know, of the sea. Shellfish. Their body texture and everything is the same as cockroaches. Now, this is part 2 of that same article.
Lobsters were considered the poor man's chicken.
Right, poor man's chicken. Now, chicken is already a poor man's meal. But they say lobster was a poor man's chicken. You feel me? Like real talk.
And primarily used for fertilizer.
Used for fertilizer. Lobster. You stuffing lobster down your throat. It's your birthday. You hear me? Dirty 30. You ordering lobster. So like you ordering lobster. And they said it was used for fertilizer. You know what fertilizer is? That's manure. That's cow shit. And cow and horse shit that they use to fertilize the grass and the crops. That's what they use lobster for. You feel me? Real talk.
Or to feed prisoners and slaves.
Damn, good night. All right, it say it was used to feed prisoners or slaves. That was they meal. You feel me? This was not a rich man's meal. Lobster, where you go to Roof Chris, lobster like $100. You get a lobster dinner, man, it's like $100 in Roof Chris. But they say they only fed this to the slaves and the prisoners, the people that was in jail.
Some indentured servants even revolted against being forced to eat the meat, and the colony agreed that they would not be fed lobster meat more than 3 times a week.
Right, they revolted. The indentured servants, the Italians, the Irish, the Chinese, all the people that came over here to help so-called build America, when they was really working, they was basically just a high-priced slave. They said that, man, they didn't want to keep eating this lobster. And they revolted. You feel me? Which means they rebelled. You ever heard like a slave rebellion? Where they kill the masters and they go on strike, all that? That's what these people was doing in the 1700s. Because they did not want to eat lobster every day.
While we are sure the indentured servants have many reasons to complain, we can't imagine that eating lobster meat could be such a gripe.
Right. You can't imagine. That's a fact. Because right now it's such a high-priced meal. Feel me? I mean, it got a real weird texture, though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why people really like it like that. Even in the world, I didn't like lobster. I'm gonna just keep it real. It got a real weird texture. Real chewy. You feel me? But, you know, back then, that was frowned upon. Now, of course, because of the traditions of men, it's something that everybody likes.
It is safe to assume that most people know lobster meat is freshest when cooked alive.
Right, and that's true. Everybody know that, you know. Everybody know when you go to the restaurant. She's talking about rubber. It's a lot. It is. But yeah, though, everybody know it's a lot. Everybody know when you go to the restaurant, even if you're not ordering lobster, they got the lobster tank in the back. You feel me? If I'm lying, go ahead, type it in the chat. You know I ain't lying. You feel me? They got the lobster swimming around in the tank for a reason. But the reason is they not gonna tell you. It's something you gonna have to research. Go ahead.
But during the 18th century, this crustacean was prepared like any other meat after it was already dead.
Right. And now lobster nowadays, like I said, because it's a delicacy, is cooked freshest. But back then in the 18th century, in the 1700s, it was already they kill it, season it. Oh, well, now you know white people ain't seasoning nothing. White people ain't seasoning nothing. They kill it and just put it on your plate. It's like they kill it and just put it on your plate and just tell you to eat it. You feel me? Real talk.
When a lobster dies, its stomach releases enzymes into the rest of its body and increases the deterioration, causing it to go bad quickly.
Right. Now, that's something they'll never tell you. They'll never tell you that because they'll lose millions of dollars a day. They would lose millions of dollars a day if they told you this. A lobster has enzymes in its body that it releases once it dies. That's why they have to have the lobsters fresh. They got to be swimming around the tank. And once you order it, they go get you one, making you feel like you're a boss. When that's not true. They have to keep them alive because if they die, they basically self-destruct. The Lord made these animals to where when they die, they're not to be eaten. They self-destruct. And it makes their skin and their meat deteriorate and go bad quickly.
This is most likely the reason people believe that lobster should only be served to poor people or slaves.
Right, and that's a fact because they knew this back then. They knew this back then that when a lobster dies, its body becomes poison. It releases enzymes that makes the body toxic to where it starts melting away. It starts wasting away, and that's Esau's name actually. Since he like lobster so much, that's the name. That's what Esau's name means, wasted away. You feel me? Because when he came out red and hairy, he looked like a dead body. He looked like he was dead compared to Jacob. Real talk. And hey, and if you got anything to add, you know, go ahead and jump in, Armand.
Come, sir. You got it, sir.
Yeah. So this is the next article. This from DaleMarvNow.com.
Flesh-eating bacteria cause a case. Meet the Delaware man who survived Fibria. What is that?
Veneficus. Yeah, Vibrio veneficus. Now, this is an article about a man from Dale Marv. I think that's somewhere, I think Massachusetts, somewhere around there. You hear me? But this is an article about a man that was a crab catcher, and he caught a flesh-eating bacteria. But let's go ahead and jump into it.
36 hours before the Vibrio veneficus pulled him into a coma, Kenny Watts was boiling crab.
He was boiling crabs. Now, we just talked about the lobster. Now we're going to talk about crabs. He say, all he was doing was just boiling. Ain't that how you cook it? That's how you cook it. You boil it. You feel me? And then you supposed to what they put the Old Bay on it. So like, go ahead, put the Old Bay on it. Go ahead.
Hey, so like it, sir. Ain't crab boil the big thing?
That's what it's called, a crab boil. Most I Christ. Look at you. Hey, most I Christ. Hey, that's heavy. That's what it's called, the crab boil, ain't it? Yeah, no. And that's how they do it with all them pots outside in the yard, though. What's up with that, though? Why they gotta cook it outside in the yard? Maybe because it carry a flesh-eating bacteria named Vibrio veneficus. Maybe everybody know that, but they ain't telling you this because they're gonna lose money. But they say it put this man into a coma. He went into a coma, like a car accident. You feel me? I thought that's how you go into a coma, from a car accident.
It was Saturday in August, and the summer of 2017 had been full of weekends like this one. Watts' friend, a commercial crabber in Virginia, will make regular trips to Maryland to sell the smallest of his catches at a discount. Watts has shellfish allergy, but love cooking for company.
Right, come on, man, stop it. That's like somebody that smoke crack. You hear me? It got to be a demon to it. I'm just saying, you got shellfish allergies and you still dealing with the crabs and the lobster and stuff like that. You asking to die. You hear me? Real talk.
So, like it, sir, if I may, that sounds like a person that can't quit smoking weed to get a job.
Yeah, you can't quit. Right.
They can check his piss at work.
Right. They know your piss gonna come back dirty. So instead of stop smoking, you just gonna keep getting high and just not have a job. And now you can't buy weed. Man, we living in some rough times. It's like we living in some rough time.
It was around 5 p.m. that the 53-year-old Greenwood resident felt one of the blue number 2's pinching and penetrate the skin on his left hand.
Right. Now that's bound to happen. When you're dealing with cows, you're dealing with animals, you're a farmer, it's bound for one of them to bite you or scratch you or something. But I don't think you're supposed to catch a flesh-eating bacteria to where your body is now deteriorating away. Why would that happen? Because of the same thing about with the lobsters. They got enzymes inside of them, that release, that cause their skins to go bad, cause their bodies to deteriorate. You feel me? But they could live with it. You feel me? They could live with it, but we can't. You go ahead.
Count. He didn't know at the time that he had been affected at that moment by Vibrio veneficus, a fast-acting, sometimes fatal bacteria found in brackish water.
Right, found in brackish water. You feel me? A fatal bacteria. That's what these things carry. That's what they carry. You want to keep eating crab legs? You an idiot. Goddamn idiot. Like goddamn, but you won't give up your traditions for God. That's the problem. You hear me? You won't give up your traditions for the Most High. You would rather die. You hear me? People out here today, they would rather die than give up their traditions for the Most High. Like real talk.
Watts would be one of thousands of people in the U.S. that year who contracted some kind of Vibrio, according to official estimates.
Right, thousands of people. They catching this every year. Why you don't know about this? Know about P. Diddy? I just seen an article just now say P. Diddy got 120 sexual assault cases. All right, that's cool. He's an idiot. But why ain't nobody talking about thousands of people that's catching this flesh-eating bacteria from these crabs? Why ain't talking about that? You go ahead.
Yeah, so like you, sir, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
God damn.
Yeah, that's what it did to his hand. The flesh-eating bacteria from the crab, that's what it did to his hand. Almost took his hand off. You hear me? Like you getting the butter, you getting the Cajun salt, the Cajun seasoning, the butter, ready to dip them crab legs in it. You're gonna end up with this. Like real talk. But they ain't gonna even tell you. They say thousands of people catch it every year. They ain't even telling people about it. They trying to keep it on the down low. Nobody gotta know. That's a little RB. That's a lager.
The type he contracted releases enzymes.
What?
Releases enzymes.
Yeah, didn't we just talk about the lobsters? What the lobsters do when they die? They release enzymes into their body to make their body deteriorate. It basically these seafood, the seafood that you treasuring, God didn't want you to eat it so bad, he created them with an enzyme to make it self-destruct. So the body just wash away. It just wastes away. And this crab carries a type of Vibrio vinificus that does the same thing.
That can rot the flesh and shut down internal organs. Thus is often erroneously described as flesh eating.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy there. And you still gonna eat it. It's a lot. You finna go to what they Joe's Crab Shack. They going there tonight. We just told you that they release enzymes that rot your flesh. You hear me? You like a crackhead. You eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, you like a crackhead.
Some of the most severe cases of the disease can result in amputation or death.
Is it really worth all that? Is the traditions of men worth your arm? You feel me? Is it worth your arm, your hand, your leg? I don't think so. You feel me? I don't think so. But I just know Christianity got a hold on people really bad.
It's like a certain and what the what they always say, you grew up on it.
Yeah, you grew up on it. Yeah, that's what my mama said that when I came into the church. My mama said the same thing. You grew up on it. No, I didn't. That was the traditions of men. I'm an Israelite. You hear me? Real talk.
Such as a man who died from the bacteria 4 days after cleaning crab pots in his Ocean Sea condominium in 2016.
Come on, stop it. All he was doing was cleaning the pots. That's all he was doing. He was just cleaning the pots of the crabs, and he died. Now they live with this stuff though. The crabs and the lobster, they live with this stuff good. For thousands of years, they've been living with these type of different diseases. But somehow it get inside of you, and just like the COVID-19, you're dead. You're dead. Real talk. It's a reason why God said some animals is unclean. It's a reason. You feel me? But the thing is, you thought it's because of what they eat. That's what you thought. And that's what we kind of breaking down right here. It's not about what they eat. You feel me? It's not what goes in them that defile them. It's about what come out. You feel me? Real talk.
Experts say the risk of bacterial infection has increased as coastal waters, including those around Delmarva, get warmer.
Right, and that's true. We know that bacteria, it thrives in warm, not just warm water, just warm period. Just like that's why hospitals be so cold, if people ain't know. Hospitals be so cold because it keep the germs down. But they can't live in certain temperatures. But if the water's getting warmer, the bacteria infection is going up. That's a fact.
How are Vibrio bacteria spread? Vibriosis cannot be passed from person to another. Most people become infected through eating raw or undercooked seafood.
Right, you can't blame this on people. If you get any type of Vibrio, you can't blame that on people. It wasn't because of your son went to daycare and somebody else didn't take the vaccine. It's a lot. The kids in the daycare ain't vaccinated. That my son got Vibrio. Nah, nigga, you feeding him crab and lobster. He's 2 years old and you taking him to Joe's Crab Shack. It wasn't no goddamn blame out of no damn daycare.
Especially shellfish, including oysters.
Especially shellfish. That is the ones that's containing it. You feel me? The shellfish. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Including oysters, mussels, and clams.
Right, and that's one family. You feel me? The oysters, mussels, and clams. I think the family name is bivalves. You feel me? And they have their purpose too. You feel me? Real talk.
Infection can also occur when the Vibrio bacteria enters the body through a break in the skin while a person is in salt or brackish water while handling raw fish or shellfish caught from these waters.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's coming from. This ain't coming from people. It's Vibrio, Bonificus, and it's a bunch of different kinds too. This ain't coming from people. This is coming from shellfish.
Certain Vibrio species can also cause ear infections when salt or brackish water enters a person's ear.
All right, we'll go to the next slide. All right, yeah, this video not gonna it's not gonna play, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to YouTube right quick. All right, so this right here, this is a Yeti crab, and you're probably wondering what it's eating. You know, with its claws, it's eating bacteria. That's what it's eating. It's eating bacteria. These is poisonous animals. They poisonous. Its diet is bacteria. That's why it's able to live with all them infectious diseases and stuff like that. Real talk. Its body then became poison over time.
How scientists are cleaning up rivers using grasses and oysters.
Right. Now this is from Wired.com, and this is what we was talking about at the end of that article about the mussels, the oysters, the bivalves, and stuff like that. You feel me? It's saying scientists is using bivalves, which is oysters, mussels. You know, that's another delicacy now. I don't know how they take the shell and that shit pause. That's all I'm gonna say. If I ever see a nigga in the restaurant eating a damn oyster, I'm gonna be like, pause, nigga. It's a lot. What are you doing? You tripping, man. That shit feminine as hell. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. But it say the scientists is using these to clean up the waters. But why not use, you know, engineer equipment? You know, if the white man is so high tech and got so much, you know, he Tesla, he got Tesla, he got Bluetooth. He can't invent nothing to clean the water. No, he couldn't. Because the Lord only gonna let you go so far with your wickedness. The Lord only let you go so far with your wickedness until he got to step in. And they don't know how to clean the water, so they went back to what they know, which is the animals, the ecosystem.
In the Delaware River and other waterways across the U.S., conservationists are restoring aquatic vegetation in beds bivalves to fight pollution.
Right, and that's what they're using to fight pollution. They don't have no aquatic equipment. You know, they done went into the sea and kidnapped great white sharks and dolphins and whales for SeaWorld, but they can't come up with no aquatic equipment to clean the water. So, hey, Hallmark, they going back to what they know, and they throwing the oysters and the clams. They throwing them back in the water. That's all they doing. You see how they try to make it sound like they so high tech, like they just so smart. The white man's an idiot. He's an idiot. He should have never took it out the water in the first place. Everything has its purpose. You feel me? And we're gonna get into it a little more, but now that's what he's doing. He's throwing the oysters and clams back into the water. You feel me? Because that's how you keep the water clean.
Such initiatives are taking place across the United States, where 50 years after the passage of the Clean Water Act, urban waterways are continuing their comeback, showing increasing signs of life.
Right, and showing increasing signs of life because they throwing the damn bivalves back into the damn water. And you know what's gonna happen? You know what's crazy? How evil the white man is? He gonna make it go sky high. If you go to a restaurant and want to order oysters or or mussels or whatever, he gonna make it sky high because he know he needs them to clean the water. Be real talk. Every what people gotta know, every city, like if you ever wonder why it's so much land, but you be like it ain't really look like it's being used. You feel me? That's because it's no water source. You feel me? So it's not profitable to build a city here because there's no water source. So if you don't got no clean water, you don't have a city. You feel me? It's no way around that. So you might as well turn it into farmland. Ain't nothing else you can do with it. Them people on them farms still driving miles away to get water from out of well. Like real talk.
And yet ecosystems still struggle. And waters are often inaccessible to the communities that live around them.
Right, that's basically what I was just talking about. You feel me? If the water around a community is inaccessible, you don't have a city. You feel me? You don't have a city. Look what happened to Flint. Look what happened to Flint because the water was not accessible. You feel me? Real talk.
Increasingly, scientists, nonprofits, academics, institutions, and state agencies are focusing on organisms
about bivalves, which basically is oysters and mussels. That's the family name for oysters and mussels is bivalves. Very real talk. So the scientist is dependent on bivalves, which is oysters, mussels, all that. You feel me? To restore the aquatic, you feel me, of vegetation.
And aquatic plants to help nature restore fragile ecosystems.
Right. And who made it fragile? The person that made it fragile is who the Bible said was going to do it. The Bible said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You feel me? The wicked took all these animals about the water to feed themselves because it's their traditions. And their traditions is destroying the ecosystem. Now they don't have cities. So what they got to do now, they got to throw it back in the water. You feel me? And they call it the Clean Water Act. Like it's some type of engineering system. It's y'all just throwing the damn shit back in the water that's supposed to be in there. Like that's insane. Like say improve water quality and increase resilience. And that's exactly what it do. Increase water poverty. You feel me? Improve water quality and increase resilience. I don't know what it took for y'all to know that. That's crazy. That's insane.
Bivalves and aquatic vegetation improve water clarity by grounding suspended particles, allowing more light to penetrate deeper.
Right, and that's how I do. The more light that can penetrate through the water, the more the water can be cleaner and clearer.
They also have exceptional capacity to cycle nutrients, both by absorbing them as food and making them more available to other organisms.
Now, it's absorbing them like food. You feel me? It's absorbing. You know what it's absorbing? The pollution. That's what they absorbing. That's what's cleaning the water. They absorbing the pollution. It's food to them. That's insane. The pollution is food to these animals that you taking out the water and you sticking it on people's plate. You sticking it on their plate, talking about some bon appetit. You sticking it on their plate It say bon appetit. These things soak up pollution. And that's what clears the water. That's what keeps it clear. Man, that's insane, man. Stop it.
Thriving underwater, plant meadows act as carbon sinks and provide food and habitat for scores of small fish, crabs, and other bottom dwellers.
Right, they keeping the ecosystem going. These things being in the water is what's keeping the ecosystem going, man. This is crazy. You go ahead.
Hey, it's like a surfer, man. You just had 2 people drop off. There must be crab and mussel eaters.
I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, wait till we get to the port. Yeah, we ain't gonna have no viewers. We ain't gonna have no viewers once we get to the port.
Healthy bivalve beds create structure that acts as a foundation for benthic habitat and holds sediment in place.
Right, they hold the sediments in place. They the benthic habitat, which is like the sea, the bottom of the sea. You feel me? All that stuff is different habitats. You got the top of the sea, the middle part, the bottom. All this stuff plays a part. But when you take these mussels and these oysters out the water, you're messing up the ecosystem. And you mess up the ecosystem, now you're messing up people's livelihood, which I know they don't care about because they too busy worried about stuffing their face. All right, now I'll read this. This is from study.com. You feel me? And what it's saying is, no, it's a lot. What it's saying is, they say, are there any fish that have scales with no fins? You feel me? And the answer that all species of scale-bearing fish possess fins for locomoting. You feel me? So that's the difference between the stuff in the sea that's a fish and the stuff in the sea that's just a seahorse. You feel me? Or oysters, a crab, lobster. What makes a fish is the fins. I mean, you got to remember that for later. What makes a fish is the fins. Otherwise, it is not a fish. It's a different type of sea creature. All right, now this is from BLM.gov, Bureau of Land Management. You feel me? Ever wonder how fish work? Now, there's different stuff in this article about how fish work, but we're just going to blow up the highlighted part.
Like most animals, all fish have skin. Many fish have an outer covering of scales. Scales protect fish much like a suit of armor.
Like a who?
Like a suit of armor.
Suit of armor. So we just went through all of the abominable stuff. All the stuff that's abominable, we just broke down to you. You feel me? Why the Lord say you're not supposed to eat it. So now we're going to go into fish. We're going to talk about fish. And why fish is the only thing in the water you should ever eat. You shouldn't eat oysters. You shouldn't eat now what they call it, calamari, the squid. You shouldn't eat fried squid. You shouldn't do it. You feel me? Because it don't have no suit of armor. The scales is like a suit of armor.
All fish have a slimy covering of mucus.
Right. And what you didn't know is that the scales also give off like a slimy little mucus. You feel me? Go ahead.
Sir. This substance allows the fish to swim through the water with very little drag. It also makes it difficult for other organisms to attach to the fish.
And that's the point. The Lord is smarter than you. The Lord is smarter than you, and you should shut up and just do whatever we tell you to do. Whatever we tell you to do, you should just do it. We not playing in here. It's a lie here. We not playing in here, but I'm just keeping it real with you. The Lord create the fish, and the scales give off some type of mucus where organisms cannot attach. Do you know what the organisms that's trying to attach is? You feel me? It's parasites. Different types of parasites. You feel me? That the Lord created because of population control. To keep everything at a suitable number. You feel me? Real talk.
So mucus is also a protective feature.
Yeah, and the mucus is also a protective feature. That's what I'm saying. The scales is a suit of armor, and the mucus that the scales give off also helps protect the fish. You feel me? Real talk. All right, this is from engineering.berkeley.edu, Berkeley, California University.
Even the razor-sharp teeth of piranhas can't penetrate the scales of the Amazonian freshwater fish.
Right, because the skin, the scales, like we just broke down, is armor. Feel me? It's armor for the fish, it's protection. That's why most bigger fish, like whales or just any bigger fish than the fish is like going after, they swallow it whole. Even eagles, feel me? That fly over the water to get the fish out and eat it, they swallow it whole. And they let the digestive system deal with the scales because they know their teeth ain't gonna be able to get through that. Like real talk. I went fishing one time, we had to scale the fish. I was a kid, it cut my finger. Like real talk. Scales hard as rocks.
The scale has a hard outer layer of mineral and collagen, similar to bone, but even harder.
Right, it's similar to bone. That's basically what it is. It's like bone coming through their skin for protection.
This highly mineralized surface is the initial line of protection.
Right, that's the first line of defense. Real talk. All right, now this is from ocean.si.edu, the tongue-eating isopod.
For some creatures, having a partner in life is more than a choice. It's a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's a case of mutual agreement. Two organisms live out their lives benefiting from a relationship.
Right, and that's true. What they break it down is real heavy. You feel me? Because people get used, things get used. That's the whole part of life. You get used, everybody get used in one way or another. But when you're getting used too much, that's when it's become a problem. And that's what it's saying about these parasites. Everything benefits off using different things. People, animals, cars, whatever. Everything benefits off using something. But these parasites is benefiting too much.
Like the clownfish and his amino host.
Right.
Other times, one partner receives the short end of the stick.
Right, and that's what it's talking about with these parasites. That's what's going to get into this parasite.
That's the case for parasitic relationships where one partner harms or hinders a host animal that they live on or in.
Right, and that's what the scales is for, to stop these parasites. Like this one that's on this tongue. This is a parasite. That's not the tongue. That thing, that is a parasite. And this fish, what this fish don't got, Harmar, I know you can see that.
Scales and fins, sir.
Don't got scales. Now, it got fins, but it don't got scales. You feel me? It ain't got no scales to protect it. Because the mucus would have stopped this parasite. It wouldn't have been able to stick to it. You feel me? This parasite wouldn't have been able to stick to it to get inside of it. Get inside the gills or get inside the mouth to stick to it where it's at. And that's what it's talking about, how it's benefiting too much from this fish. If you want to go eat some fish, would you eat a fish when you cut it open and had that on his tongue? You probably throw up. You feel me? That's why we don't eat catfish. This is why we don't eat fish that don't got scales. If it don't got scales, you're not to touch it. Like real talk.
The ocean is teeming with parasitic partners that leech off of unsuspecting hosts.
Right. The ocean is a big place. The ocean is a humongous place. Who knows where all these parasites come from? Some scientists say they come from outer space. Feel me? Who knows where all these parasites come from? We don't know. But we do know that it's millions and millions of different parasites living in the ocean. It's millions of them. This one of them right here, the tongue-eating isopod. Look like it's smiling. Look like it's smiling. It can't wait to just get on a fish and just take a ride, get on its tongue and just eat it and take all the nutrients up out of it.
From jellyfish to corals to fish and whales, all groups of animals in the ocean have parasites.
And what do they got in common? Jellyfish don't have scales. Crowfish, I'm pretty sure them the ones that don't have scales. Whales definitely don't got scales. You feel me? But they all do have parasites. You feel me?
They are an essential part of the ecosystem.
Right. So the Lord ain't getting away with it. The Lord ain't doing away with parasites for people that want to eat whale. You know, you want to eat shark. I heard there's people that eating shark. People in Hawaii, right? They eat shark. Well, good luck. They got parasites. Feel me? Good luck.
Providing some level of population control to keep the ecosystem in balance.
Right, because the Lord is perfect. The white man, he's saying this like he came up with this. This is the Lord's work. The Lord created parasites to keep the ecosystem and the population control in balance. That's why. Otherwise, it'll be too many dolphins. It'll be too many sharks. It'll be too many whales. It'll be too many jellyfish. It'll be too many whatever. Octopus. There'll be too many of certain type of animal which will throw the ecosystem balance off.
Because of their need to feed or benefit from another organism without permission, some parasites have truly ingenious methods for staying alive.
Right, truly ingenious. They didn't adapt it. The parasites didn't adapt it.
Here is Smithsonian scientist and marine parasite expert Jimmy Barnett shares 7 of his favorite ocean parasites. Cyclina bivalve.
Yep, secluding barnacle.
Sits at the base of a crab's abdomen.
Right, now this is it right here. This is one of those 3D high-tech cameras. This is in the ocean right now. This is in the rivers right now. In every one you could think of, any ocean, any river, these things, it's millions of these in there. You feel me? And it's waiting, because it's a parasite, it's waiting to catch a crab or something, a lobster or something.
Mind control may seem like a power only suited for stories of science fiction, but one barnacle has manipulation skills to rival a puppeteer.
Right, this thing like a puppeteer. Look how long it gets. It's balled up in this one right here, in this picture, but in the other ones it's showing when it stretch out. You feel me? It's tentacles and stuff like that. And this thing controls the animal. It controls the animal that it gets inside of. This thing, you know, this reminds me of that movie, The Faculty. You ever seen that movie, The Faculty? That's what this thing reminds me of. I ain't gonna lie. This thing get inside of them animals and it take full control.
So like it, sir, that thing in The Faculty was aquatic too.
Yeah, it was. They put the water on it and started moving funny as hell, didn't it? So like, this is crazy. But no, this is true though. This is real. It's called a secluding barnacle.
The Cyclina is a species of barnacle that infects crabs and manipulates their behavior to benefit itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like crab legs? What you eat? You're gonna have to get that with it. You hear me? So like, you want some crab legs? You got to get the secluding barnacle with it. You got to get that on the side and put some salt and pepper on it. You feel me? Like real talk. I bet you ain't gonna do it. I hope you do it. You ain't gonna do it. No, you ain't gonna do it. But no, it's real. It's real talk though. Y'all want to keep eating shrimp and crab? Go ahead. This thing is inside the crab. You feel me? Real talk.
All to the detriment of the unsuspecting crab.
The crab don't even know. Crab ain't got a clue. Crab don't know what's going on. Now this is a picture of it right here. This is a live picture of the secluding. This is the bait. Hold on, let me go back so you can see the head and the legs. Now all you see on this one is the head. Where's the legs at? stretched out throughout the crab. It's all through the crab, stretched out. Give me real talk.
They do so by growing a root-like system throughout the crab's entire body, which the parasite uses to feed on the crab.
There you go. There you go. You still want it? This is the Lord said, don't touch these things. You still want it? You're a goddamn idiot. You know, that's my favorite word. It's true. I learned so much. Clap it up for Commander Your Honor. I learned so much because of Commander Your Honor. I feel proud calling you a goddamn idiot. You hear me? Real talk. But no, that's what this thing do. This is insane.
As the parasite develops, parts of the body.
I mean, it's growing. Inside of the crab, it's getting better. It's developing. Ain't that what that mean? When you develop, you get.
As the parasite develops, part of his body grows outside the crab on his lower abdomen, right where the crab would carry its legs.
Yeah, right. That's what you're looking at right now on this picture. Right where the crab would carry his eggs. And of course, where the crab carry his eggs, what is that? What the crab carry the eggs at is feeding the eggs nutrients. Just like a woman when she's pregnant with a baby, you feeding the baby nutrients. And it's growing right where the eggs at. So it's taking in all the nutrients that the crab's supposed to give to the eggs. There go another one.
The parasitic barnacle then manipulates the crab by tricking it into treating the parasite like it would treat its own eggs.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's feeding off the nutrients that the crab is supposed to give. The crab is supposed to give to the eggs. The secluding barnacle is taking in it and getting better and better and develop. That's what I mean by development. Real talk.
Carefully caring for and nurturing the parasite by protecting it, grooming it.
Right, it's protecting it. It's protecting the parasite. It's thinking the parasite is eggs when it's not. Give me real talk. And it's funny because you know what is funny when you want to compare this to people, ain't this what we do to the so-called white man? The so-called white man is a parasite, and the so-called white man get all his nutrients from us, and we protect them. We make sure you don't say nothing about my Jesus. Oh, time that says your bullshit. We still worshiping Caesar. You go ahead.
So like it, sir. If I may, that's so heavy. That's so heavy. If I may, sir, it says right here, it grooms it.
Right.
Didn't y'all bring out on a podcast that we taught them how to bathe? Yeah. We groomed them.
That's a fact. We taught them how to bathe. We nursed their children. If I ain't mistaken, didn't our mothers nurse their children? Okay. And they mad at us for getting boot kissed. Y'all ain't nothing but parasites. That's all they is. Real talk. Well, I gotta give me some frankincense and myrrh going in here. It's lit tonight. I might be going over the time. So lock it.
And flushing it with oxidated water.
Right, and is flushing it with water, making sure it's all nice and nutritious. This is insane right here. You sitting here eating this, you a goddamn goofy. It's your birthday, you going out to eat this, you an idiot. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. You can't keep it real yourself. Real talk.
This happens even in infected male crabs.
Even in the who?
Infected male crabs.
Also, this is not just a female problem. This ain't just a female problem. It's a male problem too. It's a lot.
It starts to behave like the pregnant female crab.
Like the what?
The pregnant female crab.
Are you telling me the parasite turned the crab gay?
Transgender?
This a transgender crab? Man, look. Now I know when you went out to go get you some crab legs, you was not trying to eat a gay crab. So like, you know you weren't trying to eat no homosexual crab. But it is what it is, because that's what the parasite do. You feel me? They say the parasite turned the male into the female. Real talk. The white man that took after the parasites in the wild.
Meanwhile,
LGBT crabs. That's insane. You go out to Salaki. You go out to get you some crab legs. You say I want the LGBT ones. Salaki. You want the LGBT crab. All right, that's what's up. No sweat. Let's get on from this. Go ahead, finish that. That just messed me up. I ain't gonna lie to you. The LGBT crab legs. I guess it come with the rainbow flag when they serve it to you. Let you know it had a secluding barnacle on the inside of it.
meanwhile, the parasitic barnacle castrates the host.
Hell no. No, Salah, you go ahead.
Count sir. Meanwhile, the parasitic barnacle castrates the host.
What? Now, we know that's what the so-called white man, the white man that took after this thing. The white man that studied this thing because it's doing everything this thing do. It castrates the host. It castrates the male cow. I mean, the male crab. That's crazy.
Depriving it of the ability to reproduce and diverting its energy to care for the parasite.
And that's what the so-called white man do too, ain't it? That's crazy. Castrate the males, make them just work until he die. Real talk. That's insane. But yeah, though, that's what this thing do. This little weird looking thing. It's a 20 barnacle. You want to eat that? Go ahead. Be my guest. I don't want no smoke. You feel me? I'm cool with lamb, goat, chicken. You feel me? It's all good. Well, you go ahead.
Count sir. For the most part, insects live life on the land. However,
you said that perfectly right. However, the Aphrodite, which is sea lice, it's a different type of sea lice. It's one that could live under the water.
it's like it, sir. How you say it?
Aphrodite.
An Aphrodite.
That's what they said. That's how they said you pronounce it. I'm just calling sea lice that live under the water.
There you go. A family of lice that infects seals, sea lions, walruses, and otters have invaded the sea like no other group of insects.
Right. And all them things got in common, they don't got scales. They don't got scales. That's why Moses said we only could eat fish. And then he reiterated it, the ones that got scales. Moses was keeping it plain and simple. If it ain't a fish with scales, don't eat it. If you do, you might end up with lice inside your body. You might end up with Vibrio vinificus, a flesh-eating bacteria. You might end up eating a saloon barnacle. And now it's controlling you now. You feel me? Getting all your nutrients.
While whales and manatees have lost much of their hair, these other marine mammals retain their furry bodies as they evolve from life on land to life at sea, meaning they have the perfect environment to harbor lice, except for their salty habitat.
Right.
Like their hosts, these
Also, like it. This still ocean SI EDU. This is just different other parasites. So like, I just want to get a source out there. Make sure people don't think we just reading something.
right. Like their hosts, these lice have evolved amazing capabilities that allow them to survive the hardships of life deep under sea.
Mm-hmm.
A place no other insects go.
Right. There a place no other insect to go. They able to do it because they sticking to these animals because they got hair. They can swim deep under the water and they got hair. So now they're using these animals as like what you would call like a bus or a train to get to one place to other.
The lice go where the hosts go, which means they often mate some of the deepest dives in the animal kingdom.
Right. So yeah, these lice is all throughout the ocean, all down wherever you could go, because of these animals is taking these deep dives.
The southern elephant seal makes dives to depths past 2,000 meters, a trip that can last over 2 hours, and the lights go along for the ride.
Right. These parasites. All right. That video ain't gonna play, so I'm gonna play it this way. Salaki. 1 second. It's a video of the sea lice that we were just breaking down.
Oh, yeah. This guy's getting devoured.
That's pretty gross. Sometimes crabs pass in our trap underneath the water. And you know how we roll. We got a little weekend at Bernie's thing going on right here. You know? Look at this guy. Unfortunately, they pass in the trap. And when they pass in the trap, they kind of get devoured by sea lice. So we're going to pop some tops. See what we got going here.
Oh, yeah. This guy's getting devoured.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, these sea lice are...
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. I'm gonna just keep it real. You can't handle the truth.
gnarly, dude.
And you could think, and guess what you could think for these sea lice getting in the water to eat up your crab legs? See what he said? He said ain't even no meat in there. It's eating it up. There's no meat for you to even eat. You going to get some crab to sell for nothing. That's like you selling some bad dope. It's like you selling some bad dope. The lice then got to it before you could. Feel me? And how the lice got in the water to do this, like it say it make the deepest dives, right? You go 2,000 meters down in the ocean, it's sea lice, water sea lice all down there doing this type of stuff to different animals because they don't got no scales. It's not because of they ate the lice. It's because they don't have no scales to protect it from the lice getting in the first place.
They actually, look, maybe we can hold it up to the light again and see if they're inside the leg, but David got one earlier and there was actually sea lice inside of his leg. You could see it just eating the thing from the inside out.
Let's see that top again.
Gnarly. Look at those guys in here. All this right in here, that's all sea lice.
There's no meat left in there. There's nothing. What if you got some crab legs? You order some crab legs and you get in this, nothing in there. Because the sea lice that got to it.
They're all just pretty much eating this thing from the inside out. It's kind of crazy. But you know how we roll on the friendliest catch?
Let him go.
No feed, but we are going to release.
You know, bet you is. Bet you is going to release it. Ain't nothing in there. It's over with. Real talk. That was what he said. That was gnarly. That was gnarly. Yeah, you go ahead though.
Count, sir. Shrimp are bottom dwellers, and because of this,
all right. Now this is from AquariusGenius.com. Do shrimp eat fish poop in your fresh water aquarium? Because it's been a stigma and it's been a lie, because I guess people just don't like to use Google. I mean, it's right there for anybody to research. Shrimp don't eat fish poop. And that's what this article is about to break down. So a shrimp don't eat poop, feces, whatever you want to call it, how is it unclean? Because it don't have scales. That's why. Unclean because it don't have scales. Real talk. And we're going to prove it. Go ahead.
Count, sir. Shrimp are bottom dwellers. And because of this, people tend to believe these creatures can serve as a good cleanup crew to feed on the poop in the tank. However, that's further from the truth.
It's not true. Scientists did a study. The scientists did a study and they realized that the shrimp is not eating the poop. It's just still there. That's not what they eat. So if we've been told that the reason why shrimp is not good to eat because they eat poop, then what is the reason why shrimp is not good to eat if they don't even eat it?
Shrimp don't eat fish poop in your freshwater aquarium. It's not nutritious to them, and it doesn't aid their growth.
It's not nutritious. It's not part of their diet. It's not part of their diet. Shrimp diet does not consist of poop or feces.
They only like healthy food sources such as algae, worms, and even dead aquatic animals.
Now I know you like, well, see, they eat dead aquatic animals. Nigga, you do too. The only thing you don't kill before you eat it is a lobster. You feel me? That's the only thing you don't kill before you eat it is a lobster. You feel me? So therefore, what makes a shrimp so nasty to eat? What makes it so nasty now that we know it don't eat feces, it don't eat boo-boo? For the people out there that don't understand what feces or poop is, it don't eat boo-boo. That's a lie. That's a myth. It's not true. Scientists did study, they do not eat that. So what makes it unclean? You good.
Come. So you may be disappointed when they refuse to help you eat off fish poop in your tank.
Yeah, that's why if you got a fish tank, nobody tells you to get a damn shrimp to help clean it. Why? Why not? If that's what they do, why don't nobody tell you just buy shrimp and put it in there? No. Not gonna help.
Keep reading as I explain in further detail what shrimp eat. While they won't ever eat fish poop.
Ever. They won't ever eat it. It's a study, scientific study. Shrimp do not eat feces. They do not eat poop. You can stop saying that. It's a goddamn lie. But it is a reason why it's unclean, but that's not it. Feel me? That's not it.
And what they'll help you clean in your fish tank instead. I'll also discuss which fish eats poop just in case you want to get one next time. Let's dive in.
All right, that's part 2 of that same article. Does anything eat fish poop in an aquarium?
Research shows that nothing eats fish poop in an aquarium, even though some think a particular catfish eats fish poop in the tank.
Catfish don't either. The catfish don't either. You didn't know that. You thought catfish was unclean because it eat poop. It eat all the stuff at the bottom of the water. That's what what I was told. I was told, my mama said that, yeah, catfish is nasty because they eat everything at the bottom of the water. Not true. It's not true.
They often mistake food for poop, but whenever this happens, they spit it out immediately. Shrimp, catfish, all this stuff you call bottom dwellers because they eat the stuff at the bottom, which is people assume is poop. People assume everything at the bottom of the ocean is poop. They never thought it was worms or algae. Nobody never thought it was that. You just assume it's poop. When the article is saying they don't eat poop, they spit it out. They spit out the poop, they spit it out. Shrimp and catfish, they don't eat it. It's not part of their diet. It's not nutritious for them. So what makes them unclean? Catfish, shrimp, they don't eat poop. So what is it that make them unclean? What do they got in common? They don't got scales. Part 3, what is a cleanup crew? A cleanup crew is a certain aquatic animal taken into a fish tank or aquarium specifically to clean it up. This is why they refer to it as a cleanup crew. They're there to make your dirt appear like it was never there.
And crab, lobster, shrimp, catfish do not qualify. They do not qualify as a cleanup crew. That's not true. That's a lie.
Part 4. Will shrimp eat fish waste? Shrimp won't eat fish waste like poop, unfortunately.
It's not true. Sorry it hurt you. That's not why it's unclean. Because people would have loved for that to be the reason so they could just eat it and say it's not a big deal. Because once you find out why shrimp and catfish and lobster is unclean, you're gonna realize you're gonna have to hold yourself accountable from now on.
If they eat it, it might be because they've mistaken the poop for food.
Mm-hmm.
They'll spit it out as soon as they realize it.
Right, and it could be a mistake. You feel me? It could be a mistake. They thought it was food and it wasn't, and they spitting it out. This is what studies say.
Shrimp will only help clean up after food leftovers from the bottom of the tank or dead plants and fish.
Right.
Part 5, plecos. All species of plecos are known to eat poop.
Now here you go. These is the ones that do it. These little nasty, disgusting things. Now this fish. Everybody granny had one. Everybody granny had one, and you kept knocking on the fish tank, thinking it was gonna move, and it's not moving. This is what eat the feces and the poop in the water. The plecos.
Their main asset in consuming biological waste is their subterminal mouth. Their lower jaw is shorter than the upper jaw, forming a suction cup. As it feeds along the substrate, it vacuums out anything trapped or attached like algae, leftover food, and poop.
Anything. This thing is the vacuum cleaner of the sea. This is it right here. It's not shrimp, it's not crab, it's not lobster, it's not catfish. It's this thing right here. This is the vacuum cleaner of the sea. So if this is the vacuum cleaner of the sea, why are these other animals so depicted as being unclean and all that stuff? Why? What do they all got in common? They don't have scales. That's what they got in common. It's not about what they eat. All right, now this is from aquarium.com.
Aquarium fish that eat poop, misconceptions, and triggers. When edible food is unavailable, goldfish will scavenge and substrate.
Right. A goldfish. Now, goldfish clearly has fins and scales. A goldfish is clearly edible for human consumption. But guess what their diet consists of? Anything. This thing will eat anything. But it's also clean for you to eat. Why? Don't make sense. Shrimp, crab, and lobster is unclean, but it don't eat anything. This thing eats anything, but it's unclean. How is that possible? This thing is clean because it has fins and scales. Those things didn't.
Goldfish will eat anything that fits in its mouth.
Right. A goldfish will eat anything that fits in its mouth. You feel me? A goldfish will eat anything that fits in its mouth, but it's also clean because it has scales and fins. So if what it eats doesn't make it unclean, then it has to be the fins and the scales what makes it unclean.
And poop settled in the surface bottom will suffice a goldfish's voracious appetite.
And they eat feces, they eat poop, boo-boo, whatever you want to call it. A goldfish will eat it. But a goldfish is also clean for human consumption. Now, it's not many people that eat it, but what I'm saying is in the Lord's eyes, you ain't doing nothing wrong. But you are doing something wrong. You eat shrimp, crab, and lobster and catfish because they don't have the scales and the fins to protect them from parasites. All right, this is express.co.uk.
Diabetes. 3 types of fish shown to increase your risk by 36%. Surprising study.
Right. And that's what diabetes come from. Feel me? Diabetes come from eating the wrong type of fish.
Type 2 diabetes is a chronic condition whereby the cells start to resist the effects of insulin.
Mm.
Millions of people live with the condition in the UK, and millions more are at risk of developing it.
Right, and this is come from eating a certain type of fish. A certain type of seafood is causing diabetes. You hear me? You thinking it came from your great grandma? It did, because she fed you the same stuff she ate. That's how you got it.
Type 2 diabetes is strongly tied to an unhealthy lifestyle and is usually accompanied by other poor lifestyle markers such as high cholesterol.
Right. Poor lifestyle choices. Poor diet. You feel me? And that's what happens when you get high cholesterol. Limit your blood flow and a heart attack. You want to keep eating the wrong type of seafood, you feel me? Your blood pressure is going to be messed up. You end up getting a heart attack. Real tough.
However, they found that men and women who ate similar amounts of shellfish, primarily prawns, crab, and mussel, had about 36% increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
You say now how much?
36%.
36% increase. Eating shellfish, prawns, which is a certain another type of shrimp, crabs, and mussels, which is oysters, clams. Got a 36% increase. You hear me? Catching type 2 diabetes.
The study participants were 40 to 79 years old at the time and had no history of diabetes.
Right. So these people at the time was 40 to 79 years old. They did a study in the UK. They was not eating this, but they started feeding it to them to see. They want to see if this was true. They want to see if shellfish cause diabetes to increase.
On average of 10 years, 725 of these men and women developed type 2 diabetes.
And there you go. And they found the answer. They found the answer that diabetes, a big cause of diabetes, come from eating shellfish. A lot of people die from diabetes. A lot of people lose legs and hands from diabetes. You go ahead.
And so, like it, sir, if I may, your granny just said you had bad sugars.
Yeah, grannies always want to wave it off. They know they the ones feeding it to you. They just want to wave it off like it ain't true. It's true. Diabetes come from eating shellfish. Right, and look, this is a picture of water from the same river. One does not have any clams and mussels in it. You feel me? And one do. And you tell me what you see. One of them look clear to drink, and one of them look disgusting. Real talk. People that don't believe that these things have a purpose. Right. You go ahead and read that.
Come, sir. The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 9. These shall we eat of all things are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Right, and that's what Moses is saying. Moses told us this thousands of years ago. Without all this information we got now, Moses said this. Moses said everything in the water you can eat, as long as it got fins and scales. As long as it got fins and scales, you can eat it. Moses was real direct. Fins and scales, you can eat it. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Right. That's something the Lord hate. Abomination is something the Lord hate. Moses is saying that if it don't got fins and scales, that you should hate it the same way the Most High do. You should hate it as far as for eating. It has different purposes, but as far as eating, you should hate it. You should not want it. You should hate it. Real talk. Right. And that's definitely what we should do. We should definitely put on our scales with the laws and commandments. You hear me? We should be like the fish in the sea. They got on their scales, they protect it. Our scales is the laws and commandments. Real talk. Right. And get rid of our toxins, which is the philosophies of Babylon the Great, which is America. You hear me? We need to get rid of our toxins, just like the fish with the scales do. Fish with the scales don't have to have these issues with these parasites. You feel me? Real talk, because they being protected. We ain't being protected because we taking on the traditions, you feel me, of men. Right, and that's another one. Block all parasites, which is the heathen nations coming against you. You feel me? That's what we need to do. Put on our scales like the fish, which is their protection. And we need to block all the parasites, which is the heathen nations. In the United Nations, everybody got a seat but Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Everybody got a seat. We the only ones that don't got a seat in the United Nations. Real talk. All right, so yeah, we're gonna end it right there. And we'll start off with this part 2 next week. Real talk. We should be able to finish it after that. Yeah. I give a courtesy salute to anybody watching. Y'all Bashim Yahweh Shai Baruch Thumb. Yahweh Shema Thumb. Bashim Yahweh Shai. Tune in tomorrow. Matter of fact, everybody get up with your camp leader. Call your camp leader. Get up with your camp